Hi guys, and welcome to DIY Ideas, and welcome to a new basic crocheting 101 video. So today I'm going to show you how to make the magic ring and how you continue from there in outwards in a ring, basically from a center outwards. And we're going to use the My Boshi wool here, number 1. It's 50 grams and 55 meters. In this really nice blue color. It's 70% polyacrylic and 30% wool. And the color is Ocean Blue 153. It's meant for size 6 to 7 crocheting hooks, and I'm going to be using my crocheting hook that is a size number 6. And I really like this wool together with this crocheting hook. You can see some other videos, you can find some other videos in this playlist, basically with other videos on very basic crocheting skills. So how to do single stitches, how to do half doubles, how to do double crochets, chain stitches, and basically all the basics that you need for any crocheting project. So if you don't start out with chain stitches, but you start with a magic ring, like from a center. And so that's what we're going to see now. So what we're going to do here is we will put it in your hand, the thread, and then here's the end, and we will wrap the thread around these 2 fingers, and there's a crossing here, and it's kind of coming from below and going from the bottom right to the top left. You have that like crossing here now, and we're going in with the crocheting hook, and we'll pull the thread through this loop, and we pull it up, and then we have this this ring here. And from here we will start to crochet outwards. But I'm going to show you this again very nice and slowly. So put the thread into your hand, wrap it around your 2 fingers, cross it there, and then you have this loop here. You can kind of open it up a little more with your fingers if you want. But so like that you could, for example, you could kind of hold it like this, so it's easier for you to pull the thread through with your crocheting hook. And so that's what you do to start with the magic ring. I'm going to do it again here, nice and slow. Wrap it around your fingers, take the hook, push it through the loop, and then pull the thread back through. Pull your fingers out, and then we will take the thread that kind of is connected to the yarn. You wrap it around your hand and put it in the regular position, you know. And so this is my ring finger here. And so this thread goes between the pinky and the ring finger, and then we wrap it around the index finger. Okay, so here's the ring. We can kind of make it smaller or bigger depending on where you pull. So if you pull on the bottom here, it makes it smaller, or if you pull on the loop, it makes it bigger. If you pull it down here, it makes it smaller, or you pull at the ring and it gets bigger. So depending on what you're trying to do, that depends. I kind of had this thread here looped around this loop. It doesn't really matter if it's there or not, so you can pull it out or not. So I'm going to do it one more time. Oh, it's actually, I made a little knot here that was not supposed to happen. Okay. I wasn't planning on doing that. You can, obviously, if you want a knot, then perfect. So you put the thread in your hand, you wrap it around your fingers, you have a crossing, and then you go through with the hook and pull the thread out of the loop, upwards. You take out the fingers, and then you put the thread into your hand, you wrap it around your index, and you have it between your pinky and your ring finger. And then we have the thread here on the hook, and so here we can do chain stitches. So I did 1 chain stitch here, so I just pulled it through, and here we have it secure on the hook. If I take out the hook, for example, now it would all like fall apart, but that's basically the case in any crocheting situation. So if you pull on any thread basically and the hook isn't inside, then it'll just come apart. So how do we continue? We will crochet around this ring. So we go into the ring and then take the thread, pull it upwards out of the ring. We have 2 threads now on the hook. The first one that was already on there, and the second one we just pulled through, and then we take the thread and pull it through both of these loops. Okay, so that was a single crochet. And yeah, you can also do half double crochets or double crochets. Of course, you would do them generally just as we just did this, except that we go into the ring and then pull the thread through the ring. And then we have 2 of these threads on the hook. And then we take the thread and pull it all the way through both of these loops. Okay, that's a single crochet. And here we go again. You can see that I'm moving my hand kind of depending on what I'm doing. So here when I'm poking through the ring and then trying to loop the thread around the hook, I kind of pull down my index finger just to make it a little easier for the hook to grab onto the thread. So how many did I do already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 single crochets and we're gonna do 10 here. This is number 6 now. This is number 6. Here comes number 7. I'm doing it nice and slowly so you can see how exactly I'm doing it. This is number 8. Obviously with a little more practice you can be a lot faster than this. This is number 9. And I'm kind of pulling the ball a little close. I'm gonna push it back. So here's kind of the problem, that this thread is getting pretty short. I'm gonna kind of pull on this and the ring gets tighter and the thread actually gets longer. And so we have 9 already and here comes number 10. This is number 10. Okay, so here you can see what it looks like. So the question is, what do I do with this, right? So I'm gonna pull on this thread here and you can see that it gets smaller. And yeah, so basically with this, you can make this be super tight so that the hole in the middle basically goes away, right? So if I pull out on the loop, you can see that the loop gets much bigger, the circle gets bigger, and depending on what you're trying to do, obviously that depends. And if you wanted to do fewer stitches, for example, fewer crochet stitches, it's not a problem at all, and you can make the hole in the middle much smaller. But if you do a lot of them, you at some point will not be able to pull it all the way close. So if you do 10, for example, here now, you can see that the hole basically disappears if you pull on the thread. But if you do some more stitches, maybe more than 15, it's going to be impossible to pull it all the way closed. Okay, so you can see on the outside here, you have this nice seam here on the outside. So I'm going to do spirals here. So I'm going to go into the first stitch that we made, the first single stitch, and we'll continue to add various ones. So into this first stitch, we'll actually add 2. So we already did 1 here, and I'm going to do another single stitch here into the same stitch of the row before, right? That way we continue to make more stitches every row. And with that, yeah, we just continue making a slightly bigger circle around this smaller circle. Okay, you can see here it's kind of tight. Okay, so here it works. And here's the second single stitch. Okay, so we did 2 single stitches into 1 single stitch of the row before, into the first one. I'm gonna mark this with a little paper clip. It's very simple. There's obviously other things you can put in there, but I think these are really easy. You kind of bend it open a little bit and you can just put it through the first stitch. And so I'm gonna do single stitches all the way around here. And so into every single stitch that we did in the row before, we will do 2 single stitches for this row. So every single stitch of the row that we just did, we will do 2 single stitches. So we poke through the same stitch twice. And that's how you create a bigger circle, you know? And so in the first one, on the second row, actually, the first row that we're doing this here, it's better to do 2 single stitches in every single stitch. And then you can kind of, yeah, let's say, add fewer stitches in the next row. So in the next row, maybe we can do 2 single stitches in every other stitch of the row before. But that kind of depends on what you're trying to do. But sometimes if you add too many stitches in every row, if you add 2 stitches in every single row, then sometimes you get kind of a wave shape and it's not super even. So here we're almost back at the beginning. So out of the 10 first single stitches, we're gonna make 20 in this row. in this spiral. It's not really rows, I guess. Okay, so here we're almost at the end. As you can see, I'm gonna take out the paper clip, and that's kind of where I started again, this second spiral. And so into this next one, I would do 1, and then in the next one after that, 2 single stitches, and then, yeah, just kind of switch that off. So I would do 1 and then 2 single stitches, and then 1 single stitch and 2 single stitches. So that's how you kind of make these circles just get a lot bigger. And that's basically a basic tutorial on how to make these round crocheting patterns. And yeah, that's the side here. This is obviously the front side here, and here's the back side. And you can see that the pattern changes a little bit. This is a great way to start maybe crocheting hats, for example, or many other things. Yeah, thank you for watching DIY Ideas. I hope you liked this video. If you would like to watch more, please visit my channel and subscribe for free. And you'll always be the first one to learn about new videos. Please share this video with your friends, and see you next time!